Ashen One, hearest thou my voice still?
Those words still bring sorrow to me. I had hoped, no, I believed, that I might guide the Ashen One to his purpose, that he would link the first flame, as so many before him had, and continue the age of fire. I saw in him strength, but also hesitation. A soul burdened not only by the weight of his duty, but by the truths he uncovered. Still I prayed that he would endure, that his flame would not falter. But he did not choose the path I wished for him. Ultimately he went mad, not in flesh, but in will, twisted by the endless cycle, broken by the lies of lords long gone. His light faded, and with it, the fire we both served. Had he linked the flame, perhaps the world would have been given one last reprieve. Perhaps the fire would have blazed anew, and my role would have ended, as it was meant to. But such was not our fate. The fire wanes, the bells fall silent, and I remain keeper of a fire that no longer answers. The story of Dark Souls 3, the Unkindled. The Ashen One awakens from his coffin in the cemetery of ash. The Unkindled await summoning by the fire to re-establish order in the world. The Unkindled were once humans or hollows, who sacrificed themselves to the fire through the rite of kindling, a ritual to feed the fire between two Lords of Cinder. These nobodies were merely fuel to feed the fire. Their mission is to bring back the true heroes of the fire, the ancient Lords of Cinder who have all fallen or been corrupted. Once settled into the role of being an Unkindled, the Ashen One must complete his first challenge when leaving the cemetery of ash. The Judge of Fire, Udex Gundyr, tests the strength and perseverance of the Unkindled. Once defeated, the Ashen One can reach the Firelink shrine, where the belfry of the bell that once tolled reaches up skyward. Exploring the Firelink shrine. The new Firelink shrine's calming atmosphere is similar to the isolated nexus from Demon Souls rather than the open-air haven from Dark Souls 1. The Ashen One can warp from the shrine to any area in the kingdom or its surrounding area, provided he has kindled the bonfire. It is even stated that I, the Firekeeper, resemble the maiden in black, even down to her dialogue. There are 5 thrones located within the shrine, but only one Lord of Cinder sits on his throne, which is Ludleth of Corland. The others remain empty, waiting for the Ashen One to bring them back. Blacksmith Andre of Astora returns from Dark Souls 1 to help forge and infuse weapons. The shrine handmaid acts as the merchant, although you need to bring her ashes to add new items to the shop. Hawkwood, an ever-present crestfallen warrior, gives us information about Lothric and the former Lords of Cinder. Finally, I allow the Ashen One to turn souls into levels. Throughout the journey, the Ashen One will meet new characters who will come to the Firelink Shrine to provide additional help, making the Firelink Shrine an essential and peaceful location in an increasingly hostile world. The Unkindled Quest. With the coiled sword in hand after fighting Udex Gundyr, the Ashen One is finally ready to fulfill his role and warps to the high wall of Lothric, where the real adventure begins. The first Lord of Cinder we meet is that of Wolf's Blood, an entity collectively formed by the Abyss Watchers. Hawkwood explains,
Gaining admission to the Legion is a matter of some ceremony. Inside their keep, snuffing out the flames of 3 altars opens the door to the Wolf Blood.
the 3 altars are a nod to the first game, and the engravings represent Nito, the Witch of Izalith in the Bed of Chaos form, and the 4 kings of the city of New Lundo who become Dark Wraiths. Just like in Dark Souls 1, where you need to obtain the 4 Lord Souls to fight Gwyn, the game's final boss. The Ashen One must take down a total of 4 Lords of Cinder, not counting the game's final boss. A bit further on, beyond the Crucifixion Woods, Aldrich was supposed to be found in the Cathedral of the Deep, but instead, we only encounter Archdeacon Royce, who was accompanied by many other deacons who were also in possession of a scheming doll. Aldrich allied with Pontiff Sulivan before going to Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. In the legendary old city of Irithyll, situated in the Boreal Valley, Pontiff Sulivan gave the doll to valued subjects so that they might use it to cross the barrier when they return home. The doll whispers, "Wherever you go, the moon still sets in Irithyll. Wherever you may be, Irithyll is your home." Upon arriving at this city bathed in moonlight and northern lights, the Ashen One encounters Pontiff Sulivan, the mastermind behind much of the destruction in these lands, before reaching another city obscured by fog, Anor Londo. The city of the gods, once bathed in life and sunlight, is now in ruins. Aldrich, who wears Gwyndolin's crown of the dark sun, after having devoured the god. Following a remarkable fight, the Ashen One obtains the cinders of a second lord, descending to the profaned capital to hunt down Yorm the giant. Sigurd of Katarina, an old friend of the giant, joins the fight as he had promised he would kill if he came back to life. Together, they take down the giant, and the Ashen One obtains his third Lord of Cinder. Called to rejoin High Priestess Emma back at the High Wall of Lothric, she informs us.
Unkindled One. The fire fades and awaits its one last lord. Prince Lothric is in your hands. Please save his soul. Prince Lothric is in your hands. Please save his soul. Tell him what he must be, a law.
Her final words, begging the Ashen One to convince Prince Lothric to become Lord of Cinder before she perishes away, leaving us with the Basin of Vows. After placing the basin at a statue of a beheaded knight, the final protective measure put in place by Sulivan, a knight called the Dancer of the Boreal Valley, appears from thin air and begins to attack the Ashen One. Once the battle was over, the Ashen One could finally enter Lothric Castle. The area is bathed in a strange atmosphere. The eclipse is in the same shape as the dark sign on humans, a black disc encircled with a border of orangey flames, an eloquent symbol for the final stage of the adventure. Prince Lothric refuses to link the fire, so the dark sign appears in the sky as a symbol of humanity. These mysterious beings from Londor, the land of hollows called butterflies, have converged at the castle. Everything announces the decline of fire and the rise of the dark.
Oh dear. Another dogged contender. Welcome, Unkindled One, purloiner of cinders. Mind you, the mantle of Lord interests me none. The fire-linking curse, the legacy of lords, let it all fade into nothing. You've done quite enough. Now have your rest.
The battle begins with the elder Prince Lorien, the skilled and powerful protector of his younger brother, When Lorien falls, Prince Lothric joins the fight, using his magic to revive him. From then on, Lorien carries Lothric on his back as the battle continues. Frail and hunched, Lothric appears far weaker than his brother, leaving us to wonder why the hopes of Guinevere and the kingdom rest on him instead of Lorien. In the end, the twin princes fall, and the Ashen One returns all the Lords of Cinder to their thrones. With all 5 Lords of Cinder back on the thrones, it is time for me to complete the ritual to make the Unkindled a Lord of Cinder.
The 5 lords sit their 5 thrones, all thanks to thee, most worthy of lords. Ashen One, with the lords as thy witness, bend thy knee afore the bonfire's coiled sword, and let the lords' embers acknowledge thee as their true heir, a true lord, fit to link the fire. Noble Lords of Cinder, the fire fades. And the lords go without thrones. Surrender your fires to the true heir. Let him grant death to the old gods of Lordran, deliverers of the first flame.
I then transport the Ashen One to the kiln of the first flame, the very place where Lord Gwyn once linked the fire and became the first Lord of Cinder. Now, the surrounding buildings have drawn unnaturally close, forming a sphere around the flame's final convergence point. These are the dying moments of the Age of Fire, all beneath an eclipse that mirrors the dark sign, the mark of the Unkindled. Only one final challenge remains: the Soul of Cinder, a manifestation of all the lords who linked the fire before. This formidable foe wields the combat styles of every one of its predecessors, including Gwyn himself. The Soul of Cinder falls, and the Unkindled calmly takes a seat beside the fading flame in quiet meditation. By linking the fire, the Unkindled becomes the newest Lord of Cinder, prolonging the Age of Fire until its inevitable decline. That would have been the end of our story, and the path I had hoped the Ashen One would take. But sadly, that isn't how his tale unfolded at all. The eyes of the Firekeeper. The Ashen One instead decided to go off the main path and head towards the consumed King's Garden. This area is where King Okairos' den is, who was obsessed with Seath the Scaleless and caused him to go mad. Everything behind his area reflects his fascination with the dragons. Here you can find a Drake Blood Knight, worshippers of the blood of dragons, as well as the path of the Dragon Gesture, which is needed to gain access to Archdragon Peak, an isolated area where some formidable wyverns live. A secret passage can be found in the private room leading to the untended graves, which looks oddly similar to the Cemetery of Ash, except the abyss covers this area, a corruption of dark. The Ashen One comes face to face with Grandeur again. A deep mystery surrounds the unattended graves. Is this a true copy of the Firelink shrine? Is it from the past or the future? There are some clues to suggest this area is from the past, before the fire sent out its cry for help because the belfry would not toll. The Queen of Lothric, Guinevere, took care of these souls who were once sacrificed to the fire, now resting, waiting for the next call for help. Gwyn's heir respected them and prepared for the future. The Ashen One finds the hidden blessing and the Ashen Estus ring, which the Queen of Lothric enshrined in the untended graves, so that one day an Unkindled might profit from its use.
To skirt the curse's grasp, tarry not for long. 'Tis dark for now, and not a soul stirs, but remember, fires are known to fade in quiet. Or perhaps thou'rt captive already, like the poor girl. Best not tarry long.
The words of the shrine handmaid suggest a lingering sense of waiting. Gundyr likely once bore the role of an Unkindled, no longer Udex, the judge, but now Champion Gundyr, a title also used to describe you, the Ashen One. Tragically, Gundyr arrived too late to the festivities. He found a shrine without fire and a bell that would not toll. In the matter of preserving the flame, such lateness is unforgivable, as the fire is always fading. Without the chance to aid his Firekeeper, the abyss consumed all. There are some more clues to show how the abyss took over. The setting is black as night, recalling the area where the 4 kings of New Lundo were. The shrine handmaid sells the wolf armor, who is none other than Artorius the Abyss Walker, and you can even find the hornet ring which belongs to Kieran, who also fought the abyss in Ulakyle. There is one item that supports all references to the abyss and the dark, the eyes of the Firekeeper. See Ashen One. As a Firekeeper, we are blind. We are not meant to see a world without fire. So when the first Firekeeper saw something she shouldn't have, it caused her to rip them out, and every Firekeeper after, including me, to follow in her steps. When I was first given the eyes, I was terrified by this vision of vast darkness.
Ashen One, are these eyes? How gracious of thee, Ashen One. The very things we Firekeepers have been missing. Ashen One, my thanks for the eyes thou'st given. But Firekeepers are not meant to have eyes. It is forbidden. These will reveal through a sliver of light frightful images of betrayal. A world without fire. Ashen One, is this truly thy wish? Of course. I serve thee, and will do as thou bidst. This will be our private affair. No one else may know of this. Stay thy path. Find lords to link the fire, and I will blindly tend to the flame until the day of thy grand betrayal.
I felt as though I had lost my bearings, the corruption stirring from within. Yet in the far distance, I sensed the presence of tiny flames, precious embers left behind by the lords of old, the linkers of the fire. Could it be that those fading sparks were what drew me into this strangely alluring darkness? This was another path the Ashen One could have taken. The original quest to link the fire had been compromised, and the Age of Dark could have begun. Instead of rekindling the flame after defeating the soul of Cinder, the Ashen One might have summoned me to begin the ritual to end the fire. Kneeling, I gather a small flame in my hand and watch as darkness slowly consumes the world. Yet I have heard of other Ashen Ones striking down their Firekeeper, casting the last embers of the flame toward the eclipsed dark sign. That would be the worst outcome, for it would not usher in a gentle dark, but instead allow the abyss to rise unchecked and devour the world entirely. Marriage and Dark Sigils. The path the Unkindled chose to go down is known as the usurpation of fire. In the undead settlement, Yol of Londor, a pilgrim who was a sorcerer who escaped death.
Please, grant me death. Undo my shackles. Oh, then it's true. A champion of Ash as I live and breathe. To be in your presence is a great honor. I am Yol of Londor, a pilgrim, as you can see, only somehow I failed to die as was ordained. Well, perhaps my calling lies elsewhere. Say, champion of Ash, how does the idea of taking me into your service strike you? I was once a sorcerer. Surely I can be of use. Oh, I am honored, truly. I should be dead, yet you have granted me purpose anew. I, Yol of Londor, do solemnly swear myself to you. Oh, our champion of Ash, welcome home. This pilgrim, with a debt in death, hardly deserves to behold this divine flame. And I never would have, had you not taken me into your service. I thank you dearly for this, and assure you of my leal service. As I have said, I was once a sorcerer. Alas, the magic of Londor is a far cry from the wonders of Vinheim. But I can teach you what I know. Perhaps, more importantly, I believe that I can help tease out your true strength. We pilgrims of Londor are keenly aware that those branded by the dark sign possess something quite special.
This newfound strength comes in the form of additional free level-ups, a sacred gift, but one not without consequence. It is a deal with the devil, marked by the emergence of dark sigils. Up to 5 sigils may appear, each unlocking a soul level. The Ashen One begins to bear these strange marks, black gaping holes in the flesh, resembling the undead brand. From these bottomless voids, the darkness of humanity seeps, a curse accumulating in the emptiness. Without the dark sigil, an Unkindled cannot become hollow. The Ashen One continues down this path and encounters another Unkindled, Henri of Astora, accompanied by her quiet and loyal companion, Horace the Hushed.
Oh, hello. How do you do? I am Henri of Astora, unkindled like you. This is Horace, a friend and travelling companion. Are you too in search of the Lords of Cinder? We are well along the road of sacrifices. Below us is the Crucifixion Woods. Beyond the flooded woods lies Firekeeper, home of the Undead Legion. Further yet is the Cathedral of the Deep. We seek the cathedral, home of the grim Aldrich. We may go our separate ways now, but we are both seekers of lords. The next time we cross paths, one may find the other in a time of need. May the flames guide your way. Oh yes, Horace. He's not very talkative, but don't think ill of him. He's an upstanding, kind-hearted knight, a fine partner for this grueling journey. Without his help, I would have cursed this onerous duty long ago.
Henri greets you with a warm and cordial tone, a rare friendly presence in a bleak world. The pair has paused to rest along the road of sacrifices, just before reaching the Crucifixion Woods. Their goal is the Cathedral of the Deep, where they hope to find the Lord of Cinder, Aldrich, whom both Henri and Horace narrowly escaped from as children. After the Deacons of the Deep are defeated, Henri and Horace make their way to Firelink Shrine, where they discover the small doll required to enter Irithyll of the Boreal Valley.
Oh, and we meet again. We spoke before on the Road of Sacrifices. Henri of Astora. I'm well pleased to see you safe. We reached the Cathedral of the Deep, but Aldrich's coffin was empty. The man-eater must have left for his true home. The little doll in the empty coffin told me. Aldrich is said to hail from Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, an ancient fabled city. A pilgrim told me that the city lies beyond Firekeeper, and so becomes our destination.
Henri confirms to the Ashen One that she and Horace have also met Yoel, the pilgrim, and because of this meeting, the fate of them both has been sealed. Yoel eventually perishes after granting the 5th dark sigil, but someone else has appeared at the shrine near where he had died.
Oh, prithee, art thou good Yoel's master? I am Uria of Londor, a close friend of his. Thanks to thee, Yoel's soul is redeemed. Allow me to express my gratitude in his stead. Another matter. Thou a lord, art thou not? Bearer of the dark sigil, and our Lord of Hollows. For the time thou remainst our lord, we of Londor shall serve thee. And I, of course, am also thine. Link the Fire, our Lord of Hollows.
As Unkindled are considered nobodies, being called a lord must have felt like a rare and unexpected compliment to the Ashen One. When Uria bestowed the untrue dark ring, a relic that allows one to maintain their human appearance while hollow, it marked a turning point. The Ashen One now had a direct connection to both the Hollows and the Dark. It became difficult for me to even look at him. After the Abyss Watchers were defeated, Henri was found once more, this time deep within the catacombs of Carthus, and notably without Horace. The unfortunate knight met his end while attempting to cross the hanging bridge to Irithyll, later reappearing as a hollow, lost to madness in the shallow waters of the smouldering lake. Consumed by the curse, Horace attacks the Ashen One without hesitation. The battle is swift and tragic, and in the end, the Ashen One is forced to put Horace down once and for all.
Our lord and liege, knowest thou of a maid named Henri? She is hollow, and will join thee in wedlock. A fellow of mine guides her at this moment. When the time is ripe, thou mayst make thy salutations. For what lord taketh no spouse? Till we meet again, may the dark sigil guide thee.
The Ashen One soon learns that Henri and Horace have officially aligned themselves with the Church of Lundor. Unaware of Horus's death, Unri continues to wander the catacombs of Carthus, lost in thought and purpose. One can't help but wonder, was she ever told of the marriage that Londor had seemingly arranged between her and the Ashen One? Later, at the Church of Yorshka in Irithil, Henri shares news of her latest deeds.
Oh, I thought it might be you. Good to see you. I never managed to find Horus. But my duty must be done, even alone, as an unkindled Lord Seeker. For the children I knew, bless their souls. We all have our reasons, don't we? Please, take this. Recompense for my foolish request. And also a token of protection. May the flames guide your way. Ah, you are brave indeed, to face your duty alone. I would do well to learn from you. May the flames guide your way.
With determination, Henri helps her new ally and future husband fight Pontiff Sullivan. After the battle, the Ashen One makes his way to the immense city of Anor Londo. With a quick stop to the Firelink shrine, Uria informs the Ashen One.
Speak thy desire, honourable Lord of Hollows. Ah, greetings, our lord and liege. Good tidings. Thy spouse is ready. The time is ripe to greet her. The girl awaits thee in the hidden dark moon chamber of Anor Londo. So thou mayst a true monarch become. Till we meet again, may the dark sigil guide thee.
The place Uria speaks of is none other than the mausoleum where Gwyndolin was once fought in the first Dark Souls, a long, solemn corridor ending in a giant coffin said to be the resting place of Gwyn, the First Lord. This sacred site, once a symbol of the Age of Fire, is now repurposed for a far darker ritual, the marriage that marks the rise of the Lord of Hollows. But the ceremony does not unfold as the Ashen One might have expected. Upon entering the chamber, he is greeted by a pilgrim who offers him the Sword of Avowal. At the end of the corridor lies Henri, motionless on the floor, her hands folded over her stomach, a shroud covering her face. According to the rites of Londor, the Ashen One performs the avowal, thrusting the sword into Henri to claim her dark sigils and complete the ritual.
Our Lord, I presume thy holy vows are sworn? Wonderful. Now thou art the true and deserving Lord of Hollows. With the spouse, the strength to claim the fire is thine. Thy lordship, I prithee wrest the fire from its mantle. I, Uria, and all Londor embrace thy impending lordship. Our lord and liege, I prithee, play the usurper. When the moment cometh to link the fire, wrest it from its mantle. The Age of Fire was founded by the old gods, sustained by the linking of the fire. But the gods are no more. and the all-powerful fire deserveth a new heir. Our Lord of Hollows, it shall be, who weareth the true face of mankind. Be safe, our lord and liege. I prithee wrest the flame from its mantle.
Uria speaks with the voice of Darkstalker Karthi, her teachings rooted in the shadowed truths upon which the Sable Church of Lundor was founded. Now, the Ashen One stands ready, chosen to become the new sovereign of mankind, to lead them through the age that follows the dying of the flame. The time has come to face the soul of Cinder, deep within the kiln of the first flame. And when it falls, when the last guardian of the old order is vanquished, the Ashen One approaches the dying flame, not to link it but to claim it, to take its power and bring about a new age, free from the cycle of fire and dark. It is then that sorrow fills me. This is our destiny. One without flame, where light no longer rules nor comforts. A path chosen not by the gods, but by man.
Gracious Lord, make Lundor whole.